All right. So really quickly, wanted to check out the Classic Plus website and see what that's looking like. We'll pull this up. We'll mute the music here. Okay. This is interesting. We'll put the chat on the screen here, and we'll hide the RuneScape for a bit for the YouTube. All right, boys. Lock in. Intro survey. Start intro survey. I'm already logged in with Discord. Wait, why am I not logged in? Okay, I'm logged in on this one. I had two websites open. Start intro survey. Okay. So this is a Classic Plus survey, which was made by Jordy, and there he's asking the entire player base to, try to take this survey to see what people think about the game and where it should go and whatnot, which I think is really awesome. He spent a lot of time on this, and it looks really cool. And so we're definitely going to try to do our best here on this and give a ton of feedback. Okay. Which faction do you usually play? I switch between both. Which race would you consider your main? Human or Tauren? Feel free to pick multiple. What class do you consider your main? I'm a multi-classer, so this is tough for me. But it's warrior, hunter, mage are the main classes that I play. That is a kind of a tough one. How old are you? Damn, they got to put me in my own bracket right here with the 36 to 40 type shit. Unbelievable. How often do you play WoW? A few hours a day. Every day if I can. A few hours a week. Nah, it's more than 1 to 9. Over 10 hours a week. I will say 20 hours a week. It would be 40, but I don't stream WoW anymore. What is your experience with the various iterations of Vanilla Classic World of Warcraft? 2004 Vanilla. Season of Mastery, Classic Anniversary. Classic Relaunch, I didn't really play. Season of Discovery. Okay. What role do you usually play? DPS or tank. Mostly tank, I think. What region do you play from? North America. Okay, which of the following labels describe you? Hardcore Raider. How likely are you going to play? I can't wait to log in. Would you pay a box fee? Yeah, I would. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you feel about Classic Plus if they changed how the game looked via Unreal Engine? I would love that. I would love modern graphics take on WoW, but at the same time, I don't really care. If that's going to take away, if the graphics are going to take away from adding content, if it's going to make it take longer to add content to the game, I don't want graphics. Graphics are a hindrance on content. Content should be king. Graphics should be secondary to content. If graphics hinder content, then graphics don't matter. A good game is not dependent on how the game looks. So graphics don't matter. I'll put it a 5. Let's see. Modern WoW character models. Touch the models and I quit. Don't ever give me retail models. That is the worst thing ever. $60 and a sub? I was just being honest. Like, if I had to pay $60 to play the game, I would. I mean, I'm just being honest. I would pay it. I don't want to, but I would. They're just asking me if I would, right? Would you pay a box fee? Yeah, I would. I'd pay $500 to play Classic Plus. But that's me. I'm just an idiot. Modern WoW character animations. Keep it classic. Modern WoW. No, nothing modern WoW. Old UI is better. How would you like Blizzard to handle the server rollout? 1 mega PvP server with faction balance enforced. 1 mega PvE server with no faction balance. A condensed server list with consolidation happen over time. I like the mega servers. Lots of layers with faction balance on PvP. Trenton, what's good, bro? How would you feel if Classic Plus had an element of seasonal servers resetting every couple years? I like fresh, but it does split up the player base a lot. If they can keep the game horizontal, then no, don't reset the servers. How would you feel about layers in Classic? They should focus on new content rather than just repeating the same old stuff again, I think. Somebody messaging me? Hit me up if you never ever need anyone for 350 TOA. He's messaging me in World of Warcraft if I need someone to run TOA. Okay, sorry. How would you feel about layers in Classic Plus? Layers are fine, but would you rather have layers or a queue? Because both can't really exist. It's a tough question. Obviously, I want no layers, but can the infrastructure handle that? I don't think so. I think layers are fine. Should the size of the raids be reduced from 40? Low key. Flex raids. This is the best thing ever. Scale the raids for 20, but allow you to bring more if you want. And then the sweats can bring 20 and the casual dads can bring 40. Flex raids. These two are the exact same thing. Is this like an official WoW survey? Nothing is official with Blizzard. It's all unofficial, but I have a feeling that this one is done so well that Blizzard might actually listen to it. So the more people that take this survey, the more likely Blizzard is to listen to it. They don't have to, but they're likely to. So I'm going to try and do my part by taking it. Should Dungeon Finder be implemented? Oh, no. You should still have to travel to the dungeon. You shouldn't be able to sit in the city and just get put in. That killed the game. I don't like that. Should summoning stones be outside of... Yes. Should there be heroic dungeons? Yes. Basically, I mean, most of this stuff is just going to be like, make it like TBC. This is why TBC to me feels so much like Classic Plus. It really does feel exactly like what a lot of people want Classic Plus to be. Is basically what TBC is with no flying mounts. I mean, you can still make improvements to what TBC has going on, but like just keep it on Azeroth. Should there be rated PvE in Classic? Yes. Prestigious levels? Mythic Plus in Classic doesn't work, but there should be rated PvE. Well, there should be challenges for PvE. Should there be rated PvP in Classic Plus? Yes. There should be rated RBGs. Probably not arenas. There should be dueling. This is a hot take probably. There should be a dueling league, a 1v1 league with a rating system. And then there should be rated BGs. I don't know if there should be arenas. But I mean, who knows? That could be an L take from the PvP community. They probably want arenas. The PvP community does. Should AoE looting be implemented? Hell yes. What features of world buffs would you want to see in Classic Plus? No world buffs ever. How would you feel if Classic Plus trimmed the capabilities of add-ons and weak auras? I'd be happy to see them go. I don't care about them. Should mount level requirements be lowered? Should flying mounts be implemented? Delete that question. Doesn't need to be there. It's obviously a no. Should guild banks be implemented? Yeah. Should Classic Plus have achievements? Yes. Should reputations be streamlined and made easier to level? Huh? No. I think you should be able to do every profession like a RuneScape. But I know that's a hot take too. How do you feel about adding transmog? I think that crafting should be a core part of the game. Not like this side piece thing that you kind of occasionally do. I think crafting should be a core part of the game, and raids should drop crafting ingredients which you use to like make the strongest items. I don't know. I think that crafting should be much more implemented into the game, and everyone should care about crafting, and you should know who like the best crafters are on the server and stuff like that. I love that. There should be some people that just play the game for crafting. I like that. Should reputations... Oh, dude, I cannot read. Should reputations be streamlined? Yeah. How do you feel about adding transmog to Classic Plus? Star Wars Galaxy style? Exactly. How do you feel about adding transmog to Classic Plus? Transmog bad. You can have like transmog collector items, but it shouldn't have any power. It should not change your actual gear. I don't like that. Should a separated collections inventory be implemented? Yeah. That could be cool. Should allow Classic Plus allow GDKPs? Yes. Should the level cap ever be increased from 60? No, never. Should Classic have new zones? Yes. If yes, where in Azeroth would be okay to be beyond these zones? Anywhere on Azeroth is fine. You should never... I don't think we should ever leave Azeroth to go to another dimension. Yes, of course. We need lots of new content. Should leveling be sped up? No. Dude, I would want like a whole fundamental change to leveling. Like I said, my takes are so drastic. I think a level 1 should be able to land a hit on a level 60, but it's like 1 out of every 15 hits and you're only hitting them for like 1 or 2 damage. I don't think that you should miss every single attack you do on a mob that's 5 levels higher than you unless you're a hunter. I think they should hunter every class. And that way, if I want to do a content raid with like 2,000 level 1s, we can go see if we could take on a world boss or something. You know what I mean? Because we could actually poke it with enough people to where it would be fun. And if I want to do Molten Core with a bunch of level 40s to see if we can clear it, what's stopping me from doing that? You know what I mean? So like, I think they should RuneScape a lot of stuff in Classic WoW. It's crazy, but this is what I think would be sick. I would at least like to see a version of that to see how it works. But the fact that you can't land a hit as a warrior on a mob that's 5 levels higher than you, like you just basically do no damage, I don't like that very much. Should there be more class-specific quests? Yeah. Should there be more epic quest lines? Yes. Actually, I don't really care about class-specific quests. Just give me the ability. Which of the following best describes how you like to see changes to Classic Plus to old raids? I prefer the old raids how they are. Tune them as needed for any change in player power, but keep the spirit of the original raid. Add more complex, difficult mechanics similar to Season of Discovery, Season of Mastery for a fresh challenge. Do all the above plus add new bosses and areas within them. Dude, if they release a Classic Plus and Molten Core is the same raid, same difficulty, it's dead, bro. It's dead. We've been doing Molten Core for 25 years. Like, they've got to do drastic changes, right? I mean, am I crazy? It's gonna be awful. Should there be new raids? Yeah. Purpose raids that already existed in the world, plus create some new interesting content like the Scarlet Enclave. Yeah, there has to be new raids. New lore. There needs to be lots of new stuff. If it isn't at least like 50% new stuff, the game is dead, bro. I don't know. There has to be massive changes. Should Classic Plus have new playable races? That's fine. I don't care about your races as long as they take away how OP humans are. No, your race should not give you an advantage, I don't think. I don't like that. As long as they don't give +5 weapon skill to humans, and that just makes you play human. New player races that already exist in Azeroth. Yeah, that's fine. Should Classic Plus have new classes? I don't think Monk and Demon Hunter or Death Knight belong in Classic. It wouldn't make it feel like Classic Plus to me. I think hell no. Should new class combos be added? Yeah, but like no Tauren mages. That's weird in retail. Like Blood Elf should be able to be a warrior. I don't understand why you can't be a Blood Elf warrior though. Should the Horde have paladins and the Alliance have shamans? Yes. Should classes be reworked? Yeah. Yes. New spells. Okay, some new spells that modernize ability rotations. Absolutely. Of the following, what's the most important change needed to raid buffs in Classic Plus? Raid buffs should be raid wide. Single cast raid wide. Raid buffs should be combined so multiple classes can buff different things. Nah. I'm kind of a believer that every class should provide a raid buff. That way nobody gets left out. Or, you know what I mean? Like, you should be rewarded for bringing a balanced raid. Like, there's a lot of value in bringing a diverse raid. And that way you don't have everybody stacking warriors. Yo, Blinkers, thank you very much for the 3-month. Like, there should be a reward for not bringing 30 warriors to a raid. You know what I mean? Should talent specializations be reworked? Absolutely. Reworks across the board. Should new talent specializations be added? Yes. New talent specializations added. I think tank shamans should be a thing. I know a lot of people don't like that, but it just makes sense. It just makes sense. And the game needs another tank. I think it's one of the only things from SOD that actually makes sense. Should every specialization be competitive in both PvE and PvP? No. Should dual spec be implemented? Yes. Should new professions be added? Yeah, that's fine. Should professions be updated to have more in-game relevance? Of course. I think professions should get a full overhaul. Like completely redone. And you should be raiding to get materials. Like there should be a lot more Thunder Fury, Hand of Rag-esque weapons in the game that are very good, but they're very rare. And you should have to do epic quest lines to get them and farm tons of mats. And those type of things give you something to push for. And I just love the concept of Thunder Fury, and that needs to be implemented more into the game. Like the way that Thunder Fury is crafted, I think more weapons should be like that, where you don't need as many mats as a Thunder Fury, but it's like, okay, you get bindings. Like there should be other things that you get, like less powerful, but the exact same scenario, like bindings. You need this from this raid and this from this raid to make a weapon, and you need these mats in order to craft it, and you need this crafter in order to do it, so he can make it for you. And he specializes in like sword crafting, like legendary sword crafting. You got to go to the legendary sword crafter to get your legendary sword crafted. You know what I mean? Like those types of things are cool. That's the shit that we want, is more Thunder Furies, in my personal opinion. But they also can be less powerful. They don't have to be as rare and as strong. But more of the game should be like that type of crafting system. Need the whole guild to help you kill a special mob? Yeah, like that type of content brings people together. Like, oh, did you hear so-and-so got his second binding? Yeah, we got to go on Friday. We're going to go help him get his weapon. Like those type of things bring the guild together, and they help you bond a bit. And I like that stuff a lot. So hopefully we get that. All right, submit end of survey. We have done the intro. Nice. We will continue to do the rest of these surveys. I think we do like a couple of them per stream or whatnot. That's pretty sick.